What if I told you that trucks currently sitting on dealer lots right now won't make it past 2025? What if some of the most iconic pickup trucks in America are about to disappear forever, killed off by new regulations, changing buyer preferences, and brutal market realities? The pickup truck market is undergoing the most dramatic transformation in its history. New emission standards are forcing manufacturers to abandon proven platforms. Electric vehicle mandates are reshaping product lineups. Consumer demands for technology and efficiency are leaving older designs in the dust. And brutal competition means that trucks that can't keep up simply won't survive. Today, we're counting down 8 trucks that are living on borrowed time. Some of these will shock you because they're currently popular. Others you'll see coming from a mile away, but all of them share one thing in common: they won't survive past 2025. Whether you're a truck enthusiast, a potential buyer, or just curious about the future of the automotive industry, this list will show you exactly which trucks are headed to the automotive graveyard. Some will be discontinued outright. Others will be completely redesigned and lose their identity. A few will be killed by regulations that make them impossible to sell. Let's dive into the 8 trucks that won't survive 2026. Number 8. Ford Ranger Raptor. The Ford Ranger Raptor takes number 8, and this might be controversial because it's a relatively new model. But the Ranger Raptor's extremely high price and limited market appeal make its long-term survival unlikely. At over $60,000, it's more expensive than many F-150s and competes in a segment where buyers are price-sensitive. The Ranger Raptor was designed to be a smaller, more affordable alternative to the F-150 Raptor. It features a twin-turbo 3.0-liter V6 producing 405 horsepower, upgraded Fox suspension, off-road tires, and Raptor styling. On paper, it's an appealing package for buyers who want off-road capability in a more manageable size. The problem is the price. Starting over $60,000, the Ranger Raptor costs significantly more than a well-equipped standard Ranger. For that money, you could buy a base F-150 Raptor, which offers more space, more capability, and better resale value. The mid-size truck segment is inherently value-focused, and buyers willing to spend $60,000 typically step up to full-size trucks. Sales have been disappointing. Ford dealers report that Ranger Raptors sit on lots much longer than standard Rangers or F-150 Raptors. The target market for this vehicle is tiny. Buyers who want serious off-road capability prefer mid-size truck dimensions and can afford luxury vehicle pricing. That's a very small overlap in the Venn diagram. The used truck market works against the Ranger Raptor too. For $60,000, you could buy a lightly used F-150 Raptor with low miles. Most buyers make that choice rather than buying a new Ranger Raptor. This reality means the Ranger Raptor will always be a niche product fighting against better alternatives. Ford's resources are stretched thin as they invest heavily in electric vehicles and next-generation powertrains. Low-volume niche products like the Ranger Raptor become increasingly difficult to justify. The regular Ranger will continue, but don't be surprised if Ford quietly drops the Raptor variant after 2025, possibly replacing it with a more reasonably priced off-road trim. Number 7. GMC Canyon AT4X. The GMC Canyon AT4X lands at number 7 for similar reasons to the Ranger Raptor. It's too expensive for its segment and appeals to too few buyers. The AT4X is GMC's top off-road midsize truck, and while it's capable, it's also overpriced and underbought. The Canyon AT4X features impressive off-road hardware, including Multimatic DSSV dampers, front and rear electronic locking differentials, and 33-inch tires. The interior is well appointed with premium materials and technology. The twin-turbo 2.7-liter four-cylinder produces 310 horsepower. On capability alone, the AT4X competes well with the Colorado ZR2 and Tacoma TRD Pro. But the price kills it. The AT4X starts around $62,000, which is absurd for a mid-size truck. For that money, you're approaching full-size truck territory, where you get more space, more capability, and better value. The mid-size truck segment exists primarily for buyers who want better fuel economy and easier maneuverability than full-size trucks. Buyers willing to spend $60,000 plus typically just buy full-size trucks. Sales volume is extremely low. GMC dealers report selling maybe 1 or 2 AT4Xs per month compared to dozens of regular Canyons. The AT4X represents less than 5% of total Canyon sales, which doesn't justify the engineering and manufacturing complexity of maintaining this variant. GMC's brand positioning creates another problem. The company positions itself as premium, which pushes prices higher. But truck buyers in the mid-size segment aren't looking for premium, they're looking for value and capability. The AT4X misreads the market by offering luxury when buyers want affordability. The Canyon itself will survive because it's a strong product at reasonable prices. But the AT4X trim specifically is too niche, too expensive, and sells in too low volumes to justify continued production. Expect GMC to discontinue the AT4X after 2025, possibly replacing it with a more reasonably priced AT4 trim that offers most of the capability at a better price. Number 6. Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 Bison. At number 6 we have the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 Bison, the most extreme off-road variant of the Colorado. The Bison adds additional armor, different bumpers, and AEV American Expedition Vehicles branding to the already capable ZR2. But this ultra-niche variant is too expensive and too limited in appeal to survive long-term. The ZR2 Bison starts around $65,000, making it one of the most expensive mid-size trucks you can buy. The additions over the standard ZR2 include steel bumpers with integrated winch capability, skid plates, rock sliders, and unique cosmetics. These upgrades are useful for serious off-road use, but they add over $10,000 to an already expensive truck. The target market is incredibly small. You need buyers who want a mid-size truck specifically, require extreme off-road capability beyond what the standard ZR2 offers, and can afford nearly $70,000 for a Colorado. This probably describes a few hundred buyers annually across the entire country. That's not enough volume to justify continued production. The aftermarket works against the Bison too. Enthusiasts who want this level of capability typically buy a standard ZR2 and add their own aftermarket parts. This approach costs less money, allows for customization, and avoids the depreciation hit of buying an expensive factory variant. The Bison appeals to people who want factory warranty coverage on extreme off-road parts, which is an even smaller subset of an already tiny market. Chevrolet's parent company GM is cutting costs and focusing on profitable high-volume products. The ZR2 Bison represents the opposite, ultra-low volume with limited profitability. The standard Colorado ZR2 will continue because it sells in decent numbers and competes with the Tacoma TRD Pro, but the Bison variant is too niche to survive. Expect it to be quietly discontinued after the 2025 model year. Number 5. Honda Ridgeline Black Edition. The Honda Ridgeline Black Edition takes the number 5 spot, and this represents Honda's attempt at a premium lifestyle-focused version of the Ridgeline. While the standard Ridgeline will likely continue, the Black Edition is too expensive and offers too little differentiation to survive. The Ridgeline Black Edition features black exterior trim, black wheels, red interior stitching, and some unique features like a wireless phone charger and hands-free tailgate. It's marketed as the premium Ridgeline for buyers who want luxury and style. The price tag approaches $50,000, which is luxury crossover territory. The problem is that the Ridgeline already struggles with identity issues in the truck market. It's built on a car platform, has a unibody construction, and prioritizes on-road comfort over off-road capability or towing capacity. Traditional truck buyers don't consider it a real truck. The Black Edition doubles down on this by emphasizing style over substance, alienating the few truck buyers who might have considered a Ridgeline. Sales of the Black Edition are dismal. Most Ridgeline buyers choose lower trims that offer better value. The Black Edition's cosmetic upgrades don't justify the price premium, especially when the mechanical capability is identical to cheaper trims. Buyers willing to spend $50,000 on a truck typically want serious capability, which the Ridgeline can't provide. Honda's future in the truck market is questionable overall. The Ridgeline has never gained significant market share, and Honda's resources would be better spent on SUVs and cars where they're more competitive. The Black Edition specifically represents the worst of both worlds: expensive pricing with limited capability. Expect Honda to discontinue the Black Edition trim after 2025, possibly while also re-evaluating the entire Ridgeline lineup. Number 4. Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. The Nissan Frontier Pro 4X lands at number 4, And while the base Frontier might survive in some form, the Pro 4X off-road variant's future is uncertain. With the Titan dying and Nissan's financial struggles, maintaining multiple Frontier trim levels becomes difficult to justify. The Frontier Pro 4X competes with trucks like the Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road and Chevy Colorado Z71. It offers decent off-road hardware including Bilstein shocks, skid plates, electronic locking rear differential, and off-road tires. The 3.8-liter V6 produces 310 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful midsize trucks. On paper, it's competitive. In reality, sales are extremely low. The Frontier in general struggles for attention in a competitive midsize truck market. The Pro 4X specifically sells in tiny numbers because buyers in this segment typically choose the Tacoma for its reputation or the Colorado Canyon for better capability. The Frontier falls into the middle where it doesn't excel at anything particular. Nissan's dealer network is problematic for truck sales. Many Nissan dealers don't prioritize trucks, don't stock them adequately, and don't have staff with truck expertise. Buyers who want off-road capable trucks typically shop at dealers that specialize in trucks and understand the segment. Most Nissan dealers don't fit this description. Nissan's financial situation makes low-volume variants like the Pro 4X vulnerable. The company is cutting costs globally and focusing on profitable core products. The Frontier Pro 4X represents a small percentage of already low Frontier sales. Discontinuing it would simplify the lineup and reduce complexity with minimal sales impact. The most likely scenario is that Nissan keeps a base Frontier model for fleet sales and budget-conscious buyers, but discontinues specialized trims like the Pro 4X. This would happen sometime in 2025 or 2026, as Nissan continues restructuring its product portfolio. Number 3. Ram 1500 TRX. At number 3, we have the Ram 1500 TRX. And this one will hurt because the TRX is an absolute beast. The supercharged 6.2-liter V8 produces 702 horsepower, making it the most powerful production truck ever. But that same powertrain is exactly why the TRX won't survive the emissions regulations coming in 2026. The TRX exists as Ram's answer to the Ford F-150 Raptor. But instead of efficiency-focused turbo V6s, Ram went full muscle car with a supercharged Hellcat engine. The result is a truck that does 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds and can jump over sand dunes. It's utterly absurd and absolutely awesome, but the fuel economy is catastrophic. The TRX averages around 12 mpg in mixed driving, and that's being generous. The EPA rates it at 10 mpg city and 14 mpg highway. These numbers are terrible even by full-size truck standards, and they're getting worse as regulations tighten. The corporate average fuel economy standards and emissions regulations make vehicles like the TRX increasingly expensive for manufacturers to produce. Stellantis is facing massive fines for not meeting fleet average fuel economy standards. Every TRX they sell makes those fines larger because the truck's abysmal efficiency brings down the corporate average. At some point, the fines per vehicle exceed any profit from sales. Some industry analysts estimate that Stellantis is effectively losing money on every TRX when you factor in regulatory penalties. The market for a $100,000 gas-guzzling performance truck is limited. Yes, the TRX has a cult following, and yes, they sell every one they make. But production volume is low, and the buyers who want this specific vehicle have mostly already bought one. The TRX is a halo product that generates attention but doesn't sustain itself as a business case. Ram has confirmed they're working on electrified performance trucks. A Ram Rev performance model with electric motors could deliver similar or better performance than the TRX without the emissions penalties. This makes the TRX redundant and increasingly untenable. Expect Ram to discontinue the TRX after the 2025 model year, possibly with a final special edition. It'll be remembered as one of the greatest trucks ever made, but regulatory reality is ending its run. Number 2. Ford F-150 Lightning, current generation. At number 2, we have the Ford F-150 Lightning, and this placement might surprise you. The Lightning won't disappear entirely, but the current generation won't survive past 2025 in its current form. Ford is being forced to dramatically redesign and reposition this electric truck because sales have collapsed. The F-150 Lightning launched with massive hype as Ford's electric truck revolution. Initial demand was strong with over 200,000 reservations, but reality has been brutal. Sales have plummeted as buyers cancel orders and dealers can't move inventory. The reasons are multiple and interconnected. Third, the pricing has ballooned. Early Lightning started around $55,000. Current models start closer to $65,000, and extended range models exceed $80,000. For that money, buyers can get a gas F-150 that does everything better except emissions. The value proposition has collapsed. Fourth, Ford is losing massive amounts of money on every Lightning sold. Ford's EV division lost $4.7 billion in 2023, with the Lightning contributing significantly to those losses. This is unsustainable, and Ford knows it. Ford has already announced major changes coming to the Lightning. They're redesigning the battery architecture, reducing costs, and repositioning the product. The current generation Lightning will be discontinued after 2025, with a heavily redesigned version launching later. This redesigned Lightning will be different enough that it's essentially a new product. The current Lightning as we know it won't survive 2026. Number 1. Chevrolet Silverado HD and GMC Sierra HD with Duramax diesel. Taking the number 1 spot are the Chevrolet Silverado HD and GMC Sierra HD equipped with the Duramax diesel engine. These are the workhorses that contractors, farmers, and towing enthusiasts depend on. But new emissions regulations are making these diesel engines economically unviable for General Motors to continue producing. The 6.6-liter Duramax diesel has been the backbone of GM's heavy-duty truck lineup for years. It produces 470 horsepower and a massive 975 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the strongest diesel engines available. Buyers choose these trucks specifically for the Duramax because of its legendary capability and durability. But new emission standards coming in 2026 and 2027 require dramatically cleaner diesel exhaust. Meeting these standards would require extensive redesign of the Duramax, including new exhaust treatment systems, updated fuel injection, and modified engine management. The cost of these updates is astronomical, and GM has to decide whether the investment is justified. The business case for diesel is becoming questionable. Diesel truck sales have been declining as gas engines improve. Modern gas engines like GM's 6.6-liter gas V8 offer similar capability for less money and without the emissions complexity. The diesel option costs $10,000 more than gas, and increasingly buyers are choosing to save that money. Maintenance and reliability concerns hurt diesel sales too. Modern diesel engines with complex emissions equipment are expensive to maintain and prone to problems. The DEF systems, DPF filters, and EGR systems all fail regularly, causing expensive repairs. Many truck buyers are choosing gas engines to avoid these issues. GM's massive investment in electric trucks makes diesel development less attractive. They're pouring billions into electric Silverado and Sierra variants. Spending additional billions to update the Duramax for new emission standards doesn't align with their long-term strategy. Industry insiders suggest GM will discontinue the Duramax option after the 2025 or 2026 model year. The Silverado HD and Sierra HD will continue with gas engines only. This will be controversial and anger diesel loyalists, but the business reality is forcing GM's hand. The era of diesel pickup trucks is ending, and the Duramax is one of its highest profile casualties.